For the OpenAI perspective here, let's get to Mackenzie Sigalos in San Francisco at the company OpenAI's Developer Day event. Mac, this deal's a little unusual because it gives OpenAI the chance to invest in AMD just a couple weeks after NVIDIA inked a deal that could end up with it investing in OpenAI's infrastructure build-out, right?
That's exactly right, John. This is the opposite of what we saw with NVIDIA. There was NVIDIA investing in OpenAI, but in this deal, OpenAI is the one taking what could amount to a 10% equity stake in AMD. And it is part of this broader shift toward performance-based equity as a new way to structure these mega chip deals where ownership and infrastructure are increasingly tied together. Now, the deal also highlights a growing circularity in how AI is being financed. NVIDIA gives capital to OpenAI. OpenAI uses that cash to buy NVIDIA chips. And it's the same with AMD in a sense, only this time OpenAI is getting equity virtually for free and could eventually cash it out to then pay for the very chips that AMD supplies. It is a closed loop of capital, compute, and equity, with OpenAI at the center orchestrating the flow. And it's also about building a moat, not just against startup rivals like Anthropic, but against the hyperscalers. Google has Gemini, Meta has Llama. OpenAI is trying to own more of the stack, in part by getting into the business of building its own chips and data centers. John?
Mac, in a way, this is less circular, though, isn't it? Because a couple weeks ago, after that NVIDIA OpenAI announcement, some people were saying, oh, well, this is just NVIDIA giving money to OpenAI that OpenAI is going to use to go around and buy NVIDIA chips. But now OpenAI is committing to including AMD chips in its build-out. So it's not going just back to NVIDIA. It's actually going to OpenAI. And now OpenAI has this incentive, it seems, from this structure to see AMD succeed, no?
Well, this is additive to the deal that they announced with NVIDIA. You broke that news on our air that they would do this 10-gigawatt build-out with NVIDIA. Separately, the 6-gigawatt build-out would be with AMD chips, and that's the point here. It needs to build out this robust ecosystem to power the kind of apps that it can't unveil now. Greg Brockman, the OpenAI president, said on our air that they have updates to ChatGPT. They have new products in the pipeline, but they simply don't have enough compute to bring online. And that's the real ambition here. And we always knew that there wasn't going to be this exclusive relationship with NVIDIA. Sarah Fryer, the CFO, making it clear that they wanted to hedge their bets, in part to give them leverage when they go to negotiate with other chip makers.
Right, yeah, I'm just saying it's not circular. If it's branching out, right, and going to AMD as well, it could be that that OpenAI is acting as this sort of arbiter or driver within the ecosystem.
Yes, but they are the single point of failure for some of these deals, and that's what's concerning. The fact that they are, committing to spend $300 billion with Oracle. They've got this relationship with NVIDIA to the tune of $100 billion. And the concern is that if they are the linchpin of this new AI ecosystem, which is part of why they're trying to monetize, and that's what Dev Day is about. It's about finding ways to make money on apps. They are creating an app store. It's actually their third attempt at doing this, but bringing developers, the products from these developers in-house, trying to take a cut of that. We've already started to see that with integrations with soon-to-be Shopify, Etsy. They get affiliate fees, and that's the name of the game. Altman said last week, yes, OpenAI is catching some flack for Sora and the kind of content that it's producing, but he said this is a key part of our monetization strategy.